Hi, how are you? I am roasting. It is hot. It is a heat wave here in Pennsylvania today. Today is August 3rd or 4th, I think. I don't know. It's August 3rd or 4th. I think it's the 4th now. I'm losing track of time. Anyways, welcome. Hi, my name is Caitlin and I am a part-time reseller. I sell on platforms like eBay, I do. I sell on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, and occasionally Facebook Marketplace. Today is my July recap video. So I want to talk about the month of July. And I was thinking about what to title this video, and I was thinking, maybe I'll put something in about being like lazy reseller, because that was what I was. I was a lazy reseller in the month of July. And at the end, I will recap this July compared to last July, and you can see how incredibly lazy that I was. I don't want to make this a really long introduction, but I do live in South Central Pennsylvania, which is right above the Maryland line, around the Gettysburg area. That's where I am. I have 5 children and I am a stay-at-home mom. So I do reselling in order to help support my family and make a little bit of extra money on the side, and also to give me something to do, because when you're a stay-at-home mom, you need something in your life. It sounds kind of strange, but you need something outside of raising children and cleaning your house. At least I do. I absolutely do. I can't survive without some type of job. Like, I need a job. So this is how I get the best of both worlds. And since I live in a very small town, very rural area, I don't find a lot of the bigger brands, the high-end things, the things that flip for big money. So this is not going to be a recap of amazing things. There is one amazing sale that I'm going to talk about, but as a whole, I generally, don't sell for a very high amount. This month, my average sale price was only $19.06. But you can make money and you can resell anywhere in the country. There's always something in your area worth flipping, and it might not be fancy, but it's real. So if that sounds like something that would interest you, hit that subscribe button and I will take you on my journey of how I make money online without being able to find Louis Vuitton and Gucci. So here we go. Anyways, I wanted to break it down. I started with eBay. eBay is typically my top platform. It used to be Poshmark, now it's eBay. And I had on eBay this month 14 sales that were under $10. I'm going to spare you that. I am not going to go through and tell you what those 14 sales were, because it's really honestly not even worth talking about. A lot of it was items that I might have got for free and just flipped to sell. Some of them were things that have been in my inventory for years, because I've been doing this for almost 3 years now. And I am basically at this point, since I haven't been working as hard and listing as much and doing what I need to do because of just life and raising my kids, I am taking whatever offer comes in as long as I'm still turning a profit. If I'm only making $3 or $4 on an item, I don't care, as long as it's out of here. The first item is this Lucky Brand blouse, and it is a square neck floral print blouse that was new with tags. I actually got this out of a reseller box, a mystery box from The Hustle Couple. I will link their YouTube channel below. They are very dear friends of mine out of Texas, and they were selling boxes of inventory that didn't just fit their business model anymore, things they weren't going to have time to sell. So they made great boxes, sold them at a low price, and I actually had won a Love It or List It challenge and got a $50 credit. So I used it towards this box. And that way, I kind of figured keep the money in the Posh family, right? So I spent it on somebody, on a closet that I knew, and helped their business, and in turn it's helped my business. So anyways, I sold this item for $24.10. On eBay, that is including the cost of shipping. I charge calculated shipping for each of my items. I weigh each one, put in how much it is, and then I get, the calculated amount for that customer. So it was $24.10 with shipping. eBay charged me $5.08 in fees. The cost of goods for this blouse was $2.09, and I paid $3.81 to ship it, making this a profit of $13.12, and it took 4 months to sell. The next thing that I sold might look familiar if you've watched some of my previous videos. I sold this unbranded silk beaded peacock shawl scarf. This came out of a ThredUp unboxing, or a ThredUp box of scarves, DIY rescue scarves. I'll link the video below. This is the first thing that sold out of that box of scarves, and it sold in 7 days, and it sold for $25.24. The fees that eBay charged me were $3.51. My cost of goods from that box ended up being $1.02. Shipping was $6.28 because it was very heavy, and it ended up profiting me $15.73. The next item that I sold was this cut from the cloth gray trouser. Now I like cut from the cloth. It doesn't sell for $1 million like it used to, but it's still a very solid like $20 to $25 sale for me. And these were a size 10. They sold in 3 months, and they sold for $31.59 with the shipping. Fees were $4.32. Cost of goods were only $1. I like to pick up items that are $1 or less. That is kind of my business model. Shipping cost me $6.28, and my profit on these pants were $19.99. The next thing that I sold took 23 days to sell. This was a vintage 1980s baby dress. This was a floral. It was smocked up on the neckline, and it was size 0 to 3 months. I found this at the bins. This is something I picked up during my last bins trip. There were tons of vintage baby clothes. Somebody must have just purged their entire closet, thrown or all their stuff that they must have held on to. A lot of it was stained, a lot of it was ruined. That's the thing about baby clothes, like if they spit up on it, it usually, even if you get the stain out when you originally wash it, as time goes on, it turns yellow. It's just kind of how it goes. It's just how it happens. But this dress was in perfect condition. It sold for $24.69. Fees were $3.41. Cost of goods was 90 cents for that day, and shipping was $3.48. So I made $16.90. Cents. How many times am I gonna say the word cents? I'm sorry, I can't help it. But anyways, yeah. Another thing I want to mention about eBay is I do promote all of my listings. They are promoted at, I have it on the suggested promotion rate, but not to exceed 8%. So that's how I've set it up in my store. So everything is promoted at 8% or less based on what eBay suggests. The next item that sold took 2.5 months to sell. I actually had this in my death pile for a while. So this, just for whatever reason, I did not list it. I actually had it for several months before I even listed it. So this has hung around longer than I care to admit. But this is a Boden Ponte knit dress, and it's a faux wrap dress with 3/4 sleeves, and it was a size 10, and it zipped up the back. It was thick and stretchy and really nice. I thought it would sell very quickly if I had listed it back this time of year, back when I kind of got it. Then it probably would have sold over the fall winter months, but I listed it back towards the end of winter, beginning of spring, and nobody is buying Ponte knit dresses this time of year typically. Well, now they're starting to for the fall season, but in the deep throes of summer, no one's buying that. So I should have listed it sooner. It probably would have sold for more and faster. I ended up selling it for $28.59. Fees were $5.69. Cost of goods was $5 on this item. I did pay up a little bit. Boden typically does really well for me, so I was very surprised. Even though this is very plain and had no pattern, I thought the color would kind of, carry it a little bit. And shipping was $8.20 because this did weigh over a pound. So I made $9.61 on this dress, which was kind of just lackluster for me. I mean, I made money, but I was hoping to make more on this piece, so it was a little bit disappointing for me. The next one is these silver jeans. I love to sell jeans. I say it every single video. It is my top selling category. These silver jeans were the Lola Flare, and they were a size 28, and they sold in 2 months. Now, jeans will sell faster for me in the fall and winter months and early spring, but summer, people aren't wearing jeans. So now is the time of year where the jeans are going to start picking up again, and I've already seen that towards the end of July, beginning of August. But I love to sell jeans. So 2 months on those jeans. Sold for $30.49. The fee was $6.12. Again, shipping was $8.20. I used a padded flat rate. It was the cheapest way, and cost of goods for these were only 86 cents. These were a bins pickup. And I found these in a bin that was gone through. It had been gone through by everybody, because you know how the bins are. You go to the bins, you have your resellers, the resellers that buy everything and ship it overseas, the resellers that have eBay stores, the t-shirt guys, you know who I'm talking about, the t-shirt guys. Everybody had turned these jeans down. And I love silver jeans. I think they sell really well, and they always sell for about 25 to 30 bucks. So yeah, I don't know why they were left behind. Ended up making $15.31 on these. The next one sold in 7 days. This is a Lululemon Vent Tech tee, and it was maroon, and it was a medium, and it was a men's. And this was also a bins pickup, again, in a bin that had been completely gone through, but it didn't have the rip tag, but all the other, you know, the logo, and then on the inside of these tees on the hem is usually where the size, and there's like a little saying printed on the inside of the hem of the tee. I don't know, woven in there somehow, but it sold for $26.15, and my fees were $4.75. Cost of goods was only 90 cents, and shipping was $3.79. So I made $16.71 on this t-shirt, and in 7 days. So I thought that was great. People say Lululemon is dead. I don't think it's dead. It's just not selling for what it used to sell for. That is the way it goes. I've noticed with all brands. They all have their moment in the sun where you are making money hand over fist on those items, and then the seasons change, what's popular changes, and things get saturated, and they're just not worth as much. So I still pick up pretty much any Lululemon that I find, as long as it's in good condition and it's at a reasonable price. That's the other thing, is because the thrift stores think it's still an amazing thing, which, I mean, it still kind of is, but they think it's an amazing thing, so they upcharge you, and you know, then it ends up not being worth it. But if I can get it at a good deal, best believe every single time I find it, I bring it home. The next sale took 4 days to sell, and this was my very first time picking up this brand. It's Judy Blue, and these were the relaxed skinny jeans in a size 30. I just picked these up at Goodwill, and they sold for $29.50. I took a $22 offer, which is lower than I wanted, but honestly, like I said, my sales are down. I just wanted to move things out the door, so I just moved them along. So if you're thinking you could have got more for that, yeah, I probably could have, but I want the money. Like, my sales are down, I want the money. So cost of goods for this pair of jeans was $3.50. Fees were $5.93, shipping was $8.20. So I ended up only making $11.87 on these, but it was still a quick little flip. This took longer to sell than I thought that it would. This was an Adidas sleeveless hoodie style t-shirt. So it had the kangaroo pouch in the front, and it was hooded, but it was like a t-shirt in a size medium. This is a ladies. It sold for $27.50, which was, I think, a good amount for an Adidas piece. The cost of goods was only $2. I can't even remember where I picked it up, to be 100% honest with you. Fees were $5.66, and shipping was $4.15, and it profited me $15.69. It took 8 months to sell. I really thought this would just kind of pick up and go. I thought it was very kind of trendy looking, nice. It was in perfect condition. I thought it would go. The next item was a vintage piece from the 90s. This is Big Dogs. Do you remember the Big Dogs brand? And this was their Hawaiian shirt. It was rayon. It had all these drink mix recipes in the print, and it was a 3XL. I thought for sure this would move very quickly. It took 8 months for it to sell, so I don't know, but it sold for $31.24. Fees were $4.43, shipping was $6.28, and the cost of goods was $5. Looking back, I will not pay $5 again for something like this. I kind of thought it would move faster. I thought it would be something more desirable. Ended up making $15.53 on this item. And lastly, I sold these Lululemon Relaxed Fit Crop 2 pants, and they were black, and they were a size 4, and they took a month to sell, which is fine. My turnaround is typically 3 to 4 months. Here's what usually happens with me. I either move it in the first 3 months, or it takes forever to sell. I don't know. That's just what I found with me. I don't, maybe sound off below. Let me know if you have the same issue. I sold them for $31.25. Fees were $6.20. Cost of goods was $3 and shipping was $4.98. So I made $17.07 on these pants. So that is my top 10, well, technically 11 eBay sales. And then there were 14 more that were under 10. And there were some others that were in like that $10 to $20 range that I didn't talk about, but it ended up being $833.31 in sales for the month of July, which is low. It's low for me. Poshmark, I had 34 sales total in the month of July, and I put my top 10 again. And Poshmark is it's much easier to track. So you don't pay for shipping on Poshmark. It's included in the sale. So they charge a flat rate on Poshmark. So Poshmark is a great place to sell anything that's heavy because I believe the shipping rate is $7.67 right now for up to 5 pounds. So if you have shoes and you have jeans, things that are heavier, Poshmark is really the way to go. And I really wish they were advertising this. Why aren't they advertising that you can get these things shipped for $7.67? Because that's the cheapest around. You can't get it shipped cheaper from any other reselling platform. They should be hammering the flat rate shipping thing into the ground, and they're not. It's very frustrating. But anyways, here's my top 10 sales from Poshmark. And my profits were a lot better, and this is why I wish my Poshmark sales would pick back up, because I typically make more money on Poshmark. People will pay more than on eBay. eBay, people are looking for more of a deal. That's just what I've noticed. My first one is this Susan Graver top. Now, Susan Graver is a brand, it's a more mature brand that sells on QVC. This was a roll tab, 3/4 sleeve or full length sleeve button up collarless shirt with velvet placket pockets on the front, and it was a size large. I sold this for $24. This was a bins pickup, and the fees for that were $6.52 because I sent a 20% offer with a discounted shipping. So that's all included. The discounted shipping I had to pay for, and the offer is that fee. So $6.52 for the fees. Cost of goods was only 90 cents because this was a bins pickup. So I ended up making $16.58 on this blouse, and it sold in a month. I love selling Susan Graver. I don't know, like, it doesn't get talked about, it doesn't get as much love, but I make sure that I always put QVC in the title, and I pick the things that are a little more trendy, a little more unique. The basics don't sell for that much, but I really do love the brand. American Eagle. I think American Eagle is still great when it comes to their jeans. So I still pick up tons of American Eagle jeans, and I move them usually for $15, upwards of $25 to $30, depending on the cut. So these were the kick boot jeans, which are it's an old style, and they were a size 6 dark wash. They sold for $25. And that means the fee for that was only $5 because this was a purchase sale outright, and then cost of goods was $1. So I made $19 on these American Eagle jeans that I think were from like 2015 or something. They were older, they were in beautiful condition, and that's what I mean. If you can sell jeans, they took a month to sell. Didn't say that, I'm sorry. The Susan Graver top took a month to sell also. I don't know if I said that, but these jeans took a month to sell. They were a $19 profit. They're very quick to photograph. I mean, just boom, boom, boom. I love American Eagle, and you know, that's why I started my YouTube channel, is to kind of show you that it doesn't have to be Mother Jeans or, you know, a Goldie or whatever. Those brands are great. If I find them, of course I'm going to pick them up. You can still make money on things like American Eagle. Now that's not typical. I don't know how I managed to get $25 out of those jeans. They should have sold for more like 18, but we'll take it. The next thing that I sold were these Columbia kids sneakers. They were kind of like an outdoor hiking, outdoorsy, woodsy sneaker. They were my sister-in-law's. She had bought them for my nephew for a vacation that they couldn't take due to COVID. So she kind of held on to them. He outgrew them, of course, because he's a kid and she feeds him. So he grew, and she had these brand new sneakers that, you know, she needed to get rid of. So I listed them. They sold for $25. and the fee for that was $5. So the profit was 20 bucks. I gave that right back to my sister-in-law. She does my hair and my family's hair, doesn't charge me. She's a hairdresser. So it works out. Like, we scratch each other's back, so it works. The next thing that sold, I had forever. It took a year to sell, and that's just a year from when it was on Vendoo. I think I had this item listed for closer to 2 years. It was forever, and the brand was Tibi, which is a designer brand that typically sells for a lot of money. I think this blouse sold for over $100, and it was an off-the-shoulder navy blue 3/4 sleeve blouse in a size 0, and it sold on Poshmark finally for $28. So I'm still pretty happy about that. Sold for $28, fees were $7.32, and cost of goods was $3. I made $16.68 on this blouse, and it is gone forever. Now, would I pick up Tibi again? Probably. I probably would. Would I pick up a basic in such a tiny size? Probably not. That was kind of the trick. I also had it listed kind of high, and I should have lowered the price a long time ago. It just was one of those things where I was being stubborn about it. I wanted a certain amount of money, and the market just was not going to give it to me. So I think 28 bucks for that top was still pretty good. I sold these Miss Me jeans. I love Miss Me just as much as I love the silver jeans. I also love Big Star. If you ever find Big Star, those tend to sell very well for me also. But these Miss Me jeans sold for $28. Now, Miss Me jeans are not selling for what they used to sell for. Again, you have to manage your expectations on what you're going to get for these jeans. And also, they still are getting priced up in thrift stores because the thrift stores still think they're the bee's knees, which they still are good, but they're not that good anymore. These used to sell for $40, $50, $60 a pair. It's just not happening as much anymore. So if you keep your cost of goods low and you keep your expectations in check, you're gonna make some money. These sold for $28, fees were $7.28, and the cost of goods on these was 86 cents. I picked these up the same day that I found the silver jeans in the same bin. So I don't know what somebody was thinking. These were in perfect condition, sold in 2 months for $19.76 in profit. I will take that all day. This dress, I was kind of disappointed. I really thought it would sell very quickly and for a lot more money, but again, it's okay. It still did pretty good. It took 10 months to sell, but it just didn't translate how pretty it was from the photo, like in photos. I couldn't capture it, but it was a Nordstrom brand called McGinn, MCGINN, and this is a size 6, like sheath style dress with some draping in the front. The pattern was this blue and green, like almost like a splatter, like someone took and like went like this and splattered all over the dress. And it was a really nice fabric. It was just a really, really pretty dress. I really loved it. It sold for $29, which is not a bad amount of money, but it's still not great. Like I wanted more like 40. I really did. And maybe I was shooting for the moon there, but I just thought it was worth more. Fees were $5.80 and cost of goods was $4. I made $19.20. It just didn't take off the way I had hoped it would have. This shirt performed very well. This was a men's piece. This sold in 5 months because I had many offers on this shirt. This is it's a Ralph Lauren dress shirt. It was new with tags. It was a size extra large, and it was just the red with like the little embroidered colored polo player. It was more of a basic. It wasn't like just a straight red. It was kind of, I don't even know it looked like woven is what it looked like. I'll try to like insert a picture of the close-up of the fabric so you can see what I mean. But it was new with tags, and I wanted $30 for it. That's what I wanted, and I know I'm shooting for the moon here, I guess, or people thought I was. It was listed for 5 months, so I got $35 for it. Fees were $7, cost of goods was $5, so I earned $25 on this shirt, and because I knew I could get it. I knew I could get that $30 to $35 mark. I just had to wait and be patient, and I got it. I love Ralph Lauren. I love Ralph Lauren Polo. I love them both. I even don't mind Ralph Lauren, which is a very low tier brand off of Ralph Lauren. I think that they all sell pretty well, and I think they are kind of high priced in stores, and people will pay for the, they'll pay for them. Ralph Lauren doesn't do as well as like Ralph Lauren and Polo Ralph Lauren do for me, but I love selling it, especially the men's stuff. So I thought that was a great little flip for that shirt. And I did have to wait a little bit, but it was worth it. The next thing I sold, this was Levi's, and it was vintage from the 90s. And this took longer to sell. I anticipated this. So this is men's large, I believe, large or extra large. And it took 7 months to sell. It actually took closer to a year because it didn't hit Vendu right away. Because I did not get Vendu until 2021. Some of these items, it took me longer to cross-post in from the platforms, like get them uploaded and get them cross-posted. So this one took 7 months, more like closer to a year. I expected it. This was a yard sale pickup, and it was embroidered on the chest here and here, and it says for the children, and it had like this little embroidery of little like stick figure kids. And it's some organization, but it was a 90s style trucker jacket. You can rip out the embroidery if you would want to, or you can just leave it there. It's very, it's a good organization. It's a good message. It's very small, but I only paid $25 for this jacket, and I sold it for $35, and I made, because it was only $25, I ended up making $27.75 on this jacket. And that's about what I expected and I would get with it. If it had not been embroidered, I think I could have got more, maybe like $45, $50, but because of the embroidery, it took a little bit less at $35. And it did take a little time again because of the embroidery, but the size was great. It was a common size, and it was in beautiful condition. So someone got themselves a really nice jacket. This next sale is my second best of the entire month, and it was a pair of Madewell jeans. I like to sell the Madewell jeans. Again, people complain and say Madewell isn't what it used to be. Well, it's more saturated, but if you price it right, you will sell it. So these were the Madewell stovepipe jeans, and they were a size 26, I think. These took 3 months to sell, a little longer than I would like, but that's okay. They sold for $46. Fees were $9.20, and I paid $9 for these jeans. I paid up for them, so I made $27.80 on these jeans. Price them competitively, and they will sell. Price them right. Again, manage your expectations. My best sale of the entire month out of all the platforms were something that were actually mine, something I purchased for me, and they were these Rothy's. Oh, I love Rothy's so much. I love to sell Rothy's. I love Rothy's, how they look. So I bought these for me because I found an amazing deal on Poshmark. I actually bought these on Poshmark for $47.45 all in with shipping and everything. I think that's a freaking steal. Somebody did not know what they had. I did not offer lower. I paid list price for it, and I think they had them listed for, it would be probably like around $39, $40, I guess. And I paid what they had listed. They were authentic. I checked them over. I paid very close attention to how to authenticate Rothy's. And these were a rarer print. They were the green camouflage. They had this neon orange stripe in the back of the heel. Just really, really cute. These were a size 7, and they were tight on me. Ugh, I am a 7. I am typically a straightforward 7, never deviating. But they run small, and I wish I had known that. Like with all my Rothy knowledge, I never put 2 and 2 together that they run small. They run small. So I really needed a 7.5. The 8, I've sold an 8 before, and they were just too big. These 7s were just too small, so I need that 7.5. But they were too small. They would squeeze my, they would squeeze my feet. They hurt. I did wear them. I was determined to have these Rothy's. Like, I was determined to have my own pair. I wore them for about a year. I wore these shoes for a year. And I didn't wear them every day, so they did not have a ton of wear and tear, and I was careful with them. I didn't wear them, I'd wear them like to church or whatever. So I was careful with them. They were still in the same exact condition as when I bought them. I sold them for $100 on Poshmark. I had them listed for $125, and someone sent me an offer for $100, so I took it. Fees were $21.75. Cost of goods was $47.45. So I profited $30 and 83 cents on these shoes that I wore for a year. That's reselling. Like, that's a reselling goal right there. So I am on the prowl now for another pair of Rothy's and a 7.5 that are at the right price, because I mean, how many brands are out there where you can wear it and it just appreciates, you know? And the solid ones obviously wouldn't have the same results like the solid color, but because it's a pattern and the patterns get discontinued, that's kind of, you know, part of it. Mercari, I had 14 sales total. Hold on, go back. Okay, so Poshmark, like I said, was 34 sales total for a total sales amount of $743. It really held, Poshmark really held up with eBay this month. So I was very happy about that. That has not been the typical norm, so I'm hoping that my Poshmark is on the upswing. I noticed that whenever they went public, my sales really like went down. I don't know, it could just be me, but I've heard kind of the same thing. So I was happy to see that it was kind of trending along. It's still $100 less than eBay, but still trending along with eBay, which makes me happy. Poshmark is my favorite. Poshmark is bae for me. That's where I started, and that's where I like to be. I just find it better in a lot of ways. But anyways, I'm not gonna go down that road. Mercari, I had 14 sales on Mercari, so yay. I mean, Mercari used to be dead zone for me, and it still has its moments where it could go a week or two with 0 sales. Yesterday I had 4 sales on Mercari. It really is the weirdest platform that I cannot get a handle on. I've tried offering free shipping on everything, and that seemed to fix things, but then I wasn't making as much money, so I switched it back to people paying for shipping, and it took a little bit of time for it to kind of warm back up. So now I charge for shipping, and you know, I'm making enough money where it's still worth my time to list there. That's pretty much where we are with Mercari. So I only did my top 3 sales on Mercari because Mercari is kind of like my yard sale platform. Mercari and Facebook Marketplace are where I send things that I just want to list for cheap, pay very few little fees on, and just get it out of my life. So I list most things on Mercari. Mercari is also where I will dump all the cheapy stuff. So that's where a lot of my sales are. A lot of my sales are $15 or less. But these 3 sales were more than that. This first one is kind of a bolo. Be on the lookout for this in like the kids section for plush. It was from Disney Parks, and it was this hippo, this baby hippo that was swaddled in this wrap thing, and it Velcro clothes, and those babies sell. I could not figure out which movie this hippo was supposed to be from, whether it was Lion King, Tarzan, whatever. It sold for $29, and it sold within a month or so, and I paid $4.04 in fees, and the cost of goods on this was $3, so $21.96 for a stuffed animal. Yes, all day long, yes. The next thing I sold was my big fail of the month. Don't do what I did. This was really stupid. Short story time. It was these Nintendo Super Mario Brothers puppets. There was Mario and Luigi, and I sold them both for 20 bucks, and my fee was $2.88. Here's where I went wrong. I got these on Facebook Marketplace, a shipped order of this lot of plush. Now in this lot were these 2 puppets, and there was one of the bullets, the little flying bullet plushes, and there was a Knuckles plush from Sonic, and there was a Kermit the Frog puppet. I like puppets. They tend to sell really well because they're a little bit harder to find, and people like them for their kids, right? So there was a Kermit the Frog puppet, and then a few other just doodads thrown in there. I paid $20 for this box of plush, right? It should have made my cost of goods like $3 an animal or $2 an animal or something. And my plan was to always sell Mario and Luigi together for like $20 to $25. That was always the plan. The box of plush was just not up to standard. And this is where I will probably never buy plush online again, because you got to look at them. If they're stained, if they've got issues and wear, it ruins the value. People don't want to buy a really overly used plush toy for their kid. Like, they just don't. And some of them you can get clean when you wash them. This box was beyond salvageable. Knuckles had severe staining. I couldn't get it out. I tried. It just was not worth the money. So I put my cost of goods as $20 because that's what I paid for this box of plush. So I ended up losing $2.88 on this transaction because the only thing I could sell from the box, besides the Kermit puppet, which was very thin and cheap, so he's listed super cheap on Facebook Marketplace, was the Mario Brothers. So I lost $2.88. And the last thing that I sold took almost 3 years to sell. 3 freaking years. I'm not even kidding. It was this hat, this Somme Her, I'm not really sure. It was made in Mexico, so it's a Mexican brand. SOM-HER Cellulosa Katrina Lona hat. This hat was in perfect condition, had never been worn, had a very tiny pinhole in it, and it was made of like a cellulose material, and handmade, retailed for over $300. These hats are very expensive, and there's something to be had. And I got this hat at the bins. I found it at the bins. It wasn't crushed, thank God. So my very first trip to the bins, I found this hat. That's how long I've had this hat, almost 3 years. I've had it listed for up over 100. Kept bringing it down. Finally sold it for $34. So cost was 71 cents on this item and fees were $4.69. So I made $28.60 on this hat that has lived for 3 years in my inventory. Would I pick up the hat again if I found it at the bins? Yes, I would just price it at $35. Like, I didn't know about comps. I mean, I knew about comps, but you have to look for like comps, and there was the damage to take into consideration, and you know, it was just, I had such dreams as a baby reseller for this hat, but I still made good money on this hat. It just lived at my house for way too long. So ultimately, overall, for the month of July, my revenue, which is the amount of money in sales before cost of goods and all that, was $1,543.70. Low, which made my profit $865.64 for an entire month of reselling. Now, here's the thing. That was $864 in my pocket for my family without me having to find a babysitter. I didn't leave my house and thrift much because it's very hard to do with the kids. You know, that's good money to a lot of people. I can make more, but if you know, if you can use an extra $860 in your pocket for a month, you know, this is why I made this video, to demonstrate reselling and what reselling can do for you. I only listed 105 items in the month of July. Now that sounds like a lot. Like when you say, oh, I listed 105 items this month, that sounds like a lot. That's not really a lot. And I'll show you. And my average sale price was $19.06, and I sold 81 items. I really only grew my inventory by 20 items or so. So that's another thing. If you're looking to grow your inventory in your eBay or Poshmark store, you know, you're trying to grow, you got to take into consideration that you're going to sell things. So that's not really where I want to be. But I had 8 0 sales days in the month of July, and it was just, I was very lazy. I did not list a lot. And my goal is to list 250 to 300 at least items a month. And I was at 105. Now, comparing it to last July, a year ago, my revenue a year ago was $2,673.71. My profit was 1,612 items and 24 cents. I listed 285 items last July compared to 105 items this July. My average sale price was only a little bit higher, $20.89, and I only had 4 0 sales days, and I sold 128 items compared to 105 in the month of July a year ago. So here's the thing. If you're listing like you're supposed to every day or most days, you're going to make the sales. Even in the summer slowdown, even in the summer slump, even with gas prices what they are and food prices what they are, people still are shopping. Now, are gas prices higher right now and grocery prices? Yes. And does that play a part of my results? Yes. But I do believe that if I had listed 285 items this month like I did last year, I would have made a lot more money. Now, that's another thing that's kind of the beauty of reselling. I lived my life. And I don't apologize for that to anybody. So that works for me. I am not solely dependent on my reselling income. I have my husband who supports us. This is just extra money. Did I feel it not having this extra money like I normally have? Because the $1,600 is pretty typical. $1,600 to $2,000 a month in profit is typical. Did I feel it? Oh yeah, I felt it. Like I felt it right here. But I still was able to have summer vacation with my kids, manage my life, and it is what it is. Is August going to be better? Probably not. I haven't listed anything yet, and it's August 4th. It's just how it is. So I am running late. I gotta go, but I didn't realize it was so late. Anyways, if you have questions, leave them down in the comments below. I hope that you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it. And let me know about your sales. Are you seeing the same thing? Are you having trouble keeping up with your listings? And I will start trying to share week to week. I'm going on vacation on Saturday, so I'm going to be gone for an entire week. So I might not start week to week videos until September, but I'm really looking forward to the break with the family, and we go back to school very soon. So I'm going to hit the ground running really hard with reselling then, and hopefully have more content. So I hope you all have an amazing day. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.